Hi everyone, this is my report about Hỏa Lò. You know Hỏa Lò is a prison located at the center of Hanoi. It was built in 1896 by French colonialists on the route of Phu Khánh, an Asian village which is famous for its earthenware. Hỏa Lò means a kiln which is used to produce potteries. That's why they call it Hỏa Lò. In the past, the French name of this prison was Maison Centrale. In 1896, French wanted to have a central prison for both regions of Vietnam, the north and the south, so that they built this prison. Here they detained a lot of prisoners, especially Vietnamese political prisoners. This prison was an absolute hell in real life. It is surrounded by stone walls. These walls are 4 meters in height and 1.5 meters in thickness, with a system of barbed wire on the top. 4 corners have 4 towers for guardians. From here they can observe everything happening in the prison. And the system of indoors and latches was all imported from France. With this security system, if a prisoner wants to escape from the prison, they had to creep through the underground sewer. Detaining many Vietnamese political prisoners, this prison was very infamous for its cruel tortures. Nowadays, Hỏa Lò just remain 1/3 of its area. The rest of the prison now is the commercial building. At the first time, it was designed to contain 500 prisoners, but French renovated it to be able to detain about 2,000 people. And this was the only prison located at the center of a city. The first cell that we visit is the cell E. You can see a very low condition of life here. The prisoners were shackled and sit still. It's very hard for them to move or do anything else. There are 2 toilets next to the doors for old people. And seeing the statues, you can imagine how hard, how pain they have to suffer. But they were very united. One helped another. Together they came over it. Some people were sick. Some people were very hard to live with the low condition, but they helped each other to come over it. And the next room that we visited is the dungeon. This is just for the prisoners who broke the rules. In this cell, they have to eat and take toilets at the same place. With its small space, sloping floors, it's very hard for them to breathe, to sit or to lie. And after 1 month live here, they could get sick or some disease, and it's very easy to die if they have to live in this cell. Now we move to see the almond tree. In the wartime, almond tree helped our prisoners a lot. They were like their friends. The prisoners ate almond fruits. Use its leaves to treat some disease, use its branches like chopsticks, and They even hid the political documents under the almond stump. And next to the almond tree, you can see some piece of underground sewer. This was used to it was used by prisoners who to escape from the prison. They crept through the underground sewer to escape outside and came back to their village, their province, to work for the communist party. And on the wall you can see some pictures about the life of prisoners in the prison and the revolution of them in their hometown. And the next room has a very special thing of French, that is the guillotine. They use this guillotine to cut the head of very many Vietnamese political prisoners, especially Nguyễn Đức Cảnh. This guillotine was brought from Hải Phòng City to Ho Chi Minh City to execute him, and after that they threw his head into the river. Nguyễn Đức Cảnh was the leader of our trade union, and he contributed a lot for the movement of this union. But what a pity that he was killed like that. And after we took power, our country in 1954, we used this prison to detain American pilots. From the 5th of August 1964 to 31st on March 1973, this prison was used to detain American pilots who bombed northern area. When live here, the American prisoners called it Hanoi Hilton, because U.S. prisoners were treated kindly, nicely, so they feel much more comfortable to be pilots of bombing. There is still John Markins close. He was detailed temporarily here, and he was the senator of U.S. too. And the final part of this prison was the memorial. The memorial was built in 1993 when 2/3 area of the prison was destroyed by the war, and here in front of the memorial, many activities were held, like many school takes their students to this memorial to make them remember how our ancestors protect our country and make them more and more love our country. That's all about my report about Hỏa Lò. Thanks for watching.